So I first moved here in 2012, met my husband up here as well. We were down in California finishing up one of his programs, and when we moved back was when we really got very involved in the co-op. It had existed prior to that and I knew about it, but we came back with a baby and all of a sudden had a lot more costs, diapers and cleaning supplies and laundry. And so it's when I really sat down and took a look at all of what the co-op had to offer and figured it would be best for our family. We try to get as much of our food as possible through the co-op. It's as far as quality goes and quality for the price, it's really the best option in town. When I first heard about the co-op, I sat down and had a price check, and the co-op came ahead just on every single item.
The Sitka Food Co-op is a group of people who actually own its own business. Our whole purpose is to bring good food and our community together, and we say at reasonable prices. We're not profit-driven, we're people-driven. And so that's a big difference. The money, quote, that we make doesn't go outside to shareholders or outside corporations. It stays right here in the community.
150.
Okay. 7 pallet loads today.
Wow.
So we live in an island community where our food gets here either by plane or by barge. And so we are incredibly vulnerable when we think about food supply and community-wide food security. So we talk about household food security, but also community-wide food security. And I think having more options really enhances people's opportunity to work also on household food security. So the food through the co-op comes in the same way it does for our other grocery stores. That's not any difference. But I think involving more people in understanding how their food gets here, it kind of grows on people.
One of the problems with Sitka is that we ship all our food here that doesn't come from the forests and the oceans, and often when we go to the grocery store, produce isn't as fresh as it is down south, and it's expensive. And having something like the food co-op where we can order our own food directly from a farm and from warehouses, and we can get it here quickly and less expensive than at the grocery store is just a really great thing.
You can see that there's rows of orders, and so these are members. Co-op members can buy an annual membership, $50. It's good for 12 months. And so then they can pre-order items on this online database, and then we come every 2 weeks or so. We have a delivery day where it's all delivered. We reorganize it, repackage it for everybody, and then they pick it up. But otherwise, if you're not a member, you can shop off of our retail table, which is behind you. And it's basically things that are extras. So you can see we have extra produce over there. Some things we buy specifically for the retail table, like lots of teas and whatnot. And so you're welcome to shop off of that. And anybody in the community can buy from there.
So if I wanted to be on an order,
yeah,
I could just Google Sitka Food Co-op.
Exactly.
There was a lot more people that were doing Amazon type shopping and box store shopping, so you might send somebody over to Juneau to shop at Costco or Walmart or something like that. And I think being able to have something like this, we're keeping some of that money more central, and we're also being more mindful about where our food dollars are actually spent.
At this point, we're probably getting about 90% of our food through the co-op. We run out of milk and have to run out to the store, or we're missing an ingredient that we didn't plan on when we're cooking a dinner party later on in the month. Still value having the markets nearby, but for sure the bulk of our food, about 90% of it, is through the co-op.
But what we're doing here in Sitka, because of our isolation and our rural nature, is actually exportable. Any small community could do this if they really have the desire to set up a system. Our co-op is almost like what it was back in the 1800s and the 1950s, where a group of people get together in the community to solve a problem. And that's what a co-op is. It doesn't have to be a set model of a 20,000 square foot store. It could be a 4,000 square foot store. It could be people operating out of the garage and growing into a store, which is the way we started.
We should all be eating clean, organic food. We should all be able to afford food that's good for our bodies. And so it's kind of tough here, but not with the Sitka Food Co-op.
It's amazing to know that you're doing something that fills a need in your community. Even to this day, 6 years later, people are saying thank you for starting this.